Prime Minister Allen Chastanet is doubling down on his decision to decline the nomination of Jeanine Compton-Antoine to head the St. Lucia National Trust. Last week, the trust broke its silence on the rejection over a month after the Prime Minister stated on the popular Radio 100 program Out Goes In that Compton-Antoine was not the first choice but a last resort for the top job at the conservation organization. The trust, in a statement posted on its website, sought to fact-check the Prime Minister on a number of issues from the director vacancy to the proposed Dolphin Park. According to the National Trust Act that regulates the National Trust, the Prime Minister has the final say on the approval of the candidate nominated for the position of Director of the National Trust. Chastanet, despite the withering criticism, maintains that Jeanine Compton-Antoine is not a suitable candidate.
The act of the National Trust is very clear, requires my approval. And nowhere in the act does it say that I have to give a reason for it. But I was very clear and very transparent and accountable to everybody in giving you several reasons. The politics came in to say that she has been involved in politics and she has run against my government. That doesn't disqualify her. But the fact is, it's a fact. So you're taking a situation in which you have a very difficult relationship under the best of circumstances, because one is a conservation entity and you have government which wants to develop.
Speaking during the first pre-cabinet press briefing for the year, Chastanet says the relationship between the National Trust and successive governments have always been a complicated one. He asserts that both entities have conflicting agendas. Chastanet says his stance on Compton-Antoine is final.
This is not new for St. Lucia, that the National Trust and its governments would have difficulties. But there's a mechanism to be able to solve that. That mechanism is about dialogue and it's about mutual respect. That's why I took the initiative to go and have a presentation, a meeting or a presentation to the National Trust, in order for them to see that I have no animosity. I get it that this is a difficult thing, and we have to be able to work through it. I just don't believe that Jeanine Compton is the best person suited for that job.
Compton-Antoine currently serves as the Corporate Services Manager at the St. Lucia National Trust, a move that has drawn the ire of the Prime Minister, who accused the Trust of circumventing the law. However, outgoing Director of the Trust, Vishnu Tulsi, says the organization has not contravened the Act. Prime Minister Allen Chastanet is the minister responsible for the Trust, and according to 46(1) of the Trust rules on the appointment of a director, the Council shall subject to the approval of the Minister and upon such terms and condition as it may determine appoint a director. However, the Trust has leeway in hiring technical experts like Compton-Antoine. Section 12 of the Trust Act of 1975 states that the Trust may A. retain the services of professional and technical advisors and pay the fees of such advisors, B. employ upon a temporary or permanent basis professional, technical, clerical, and other officers and servants on such terms and conditions as the Trust thinks fit. Chastanet and the Trust have been at odds since he took office in 2016. The relationship has been marred by a public spat of a number of issues, including the zeroing out of the Trust annual subvention. Melissa Paul, reporting for the HTS News Force.